Well, hi folks, 1st of March now, so it's about time I planted my garlic. I know a lot of you people from down south and in warmer places will have planted them in autumn, but if I planted mine in autumn, it gets that cold and horrible up here, they wouldn't survive. And as you know, garlic needs about a month of really cold weather to get the bulbs to sort of stimulate them into growing into, to make each clove stimulate itself into growing into a bulb. It's called vernalisation. And like I said, it has been warm recently up here, but we will get a cold spell, so the soil will be cold enough for that to happen. So there's no big deal about it being planted that late for me. Done it always done it that way, and I've always had a good crop. So these are what I'm using. I'm picking out my biggest bulbs from last year that I stored. As you can see, they're a cracking size. These are called Solent White. It's my own sort of strain. I've planted them for the last 10-15 years now, and I've just done this every year, kept my own seeds and replanted them the following year. So the first thing to do is to just separate each bulb into its individual cloves. Now there are sort of old wives' tales, I didn't realise how true they were or not, that if you plant a small one you get a small bulb, if you plant a big one you get a big bulb, but it doesn't seem to make any difference whether you plant a big bulb or a small bulb, clove, sorry. As to the outcome of your bulb, so we'll just plant them all. So like I said, it's just a matter of separating these carefully into the cloves. Come apart quite easily. I'm hoping to plant 60, so I'm hoping there's 60 bulbs, cloves, sorry, in 5 of these bulbs, which is 12 each, and there's about 12 in the first. So I'll just continue to do this and won't bore you to tears. So that's all my bulbs split into the cloves now. Probably about 50 or 60 maybe. If there's not enough I can always pop back and get some others. And now it's just a matter of sticking them in the ground. Couldn't be simpler. If you see, your clove's got a pointy end, which is where the leaves will grow out, and a blunt end, which is where the roots will grow out. Simple as that. And it's just a matter of pushing them into the soil with the blunt end down where the roots will come out. I plant mine a foot apart in the rows and 6 inches between each bulb, and what I do as a rule of thumb is I push it in so that the top is about that knuckle depth. So I pinch it at the top, push it in until my knuckles under the soil. You can't see, but it's probably about the same depth as the clove is under the soil. You don't want to go too deep because then they can get too wet and cold and rot, and you don't want them too shallow because then they'll start to bulb up above ground. So general rule of thumb, probably the tip of the garlic wants to be the size of the bulb, size of the clove below the surface, and then it's just a matter of going along your row, sticking them in. I use a tape measure because it keeps a straight line and I can measure them out every 6 inches easier. Really, it's one of the easiest crops to grow. It's a misrepresentation that people think it's some kind of tropical crop, like Mediterranean crop, because you do actually need the cold to get them going. And some of the best garlic in the world's grown in sort of more temperate climes. So, couldn't be easier. So all I do with these, leave them 2 weeks' time, they'll start sprouting. So you'll know they've started to grow. And then basically, there's not a lot to do. All I've done is break 4 ounces of blood fishing board into the soil, and that should probably do them for the year. Let them grow till maybe late July, middle of August, as long as you can, and then the tops will start to die off and shrivel up, and as soon as they've flopped over, then it's just a matter of pulling them up and storing them as you would. And really that's about it. It's one of the easiest crops to grow, so I would really encourage anyone to give it a go who thinks it's some kind of fancy veg. It isn't really, it's dead easy veg to grow. Very easy and quite rewarding, to be honest. Anyway, that's about it folks, just a quick little video. I do it every year, but it's just a dead simple one about how to plant garlic. That's how I do it. That's about it folks. See you later.